Hey, Laura J.E. Hamilton here, getting ready for a session with an intuitive coach to help me work through some of the anger that I've had stored in my cheeks and not known about it, and sometimes and oftentimes took it out on the people who love me the most and who are my family. And these people that I punish are the ones that I believe will still love me regardless, because they always have and they always should, right? Because somehow we've become an entitled society. We have become a society of people that believe that we deserve to have everything good simply because we exist, and we do, and yet there's also an element of contribution that is required to go into that as well. We have to recognize that we are co-cooperative creators within the experience of our own life. If we want to experience more of what's good and less of what intimidates, frustrates, threatens, or in any way makes us feel unsafe, if you want to give your attention there, then you can do that on your own. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm just simply not going to choose to join you, because I only really want to highlight my best features, not necessarily delve into the shadow publicly. I sometimes feel like we need to take time just to integrate all of the lessons that we have been learning as we've stepped off of our own path. Because sometimes and oftentimes when we are doing something that doesn't make sense to other people because it's our path, and our path hasn't obviously been blazed yet, because that's what we're doing right now, there will be people that try to push us off of it because it makes them feel unsafe, and they love us and they want to keep us safe. And so when they try to dissuade us from doing what we believe is the best thing for us, it's simply that they can't see our vision because we haven't brought our vision to life yet. And how can we expect anyone to see something that we haven't even put enough time into making a priority for us to see it for ourselves? Does that make any sense? I can't see what other people are seeing other than what I see in the mirror when I am getting myself ready and I'm thinking these things to myself. And so why not just share them? Why not share that the reason that I'm putting bronzer on my cheeks and then the top and then the bottom and the bridge of my nose is to highlight the features that are going to reflect the sun best, or the sun being the light. Now, sparkles, I've had these for years. Oh, and that I used to go tanning, and so the little Playboy bunny is on there, and it just happens to be the side that I stick out to you, right? No, it's not. It just happens to be. Of course not. It's all intentional. Everything matters. Everything shows up when it does, because it needs to be part of the story. It needs to be brought in. We need to think about it. We need to think about that part of ourselves and realize that if we have an organized system, then we don't have to break away from the camera for so long. Because when we have an organized system, we can readily retrieve the information that is going to best serve us and define the edges of the issues that are most important for us to talk about on the world stage. It is most important for us to realize that if we want to fill in the blanks with false stories and then call it false news, other than when it's convenient for us and our side of the presentation of the issue, that is manipulation. That is not of the greatest and highest good. And yet there are some people who are so accustomed to not having to think for themselves that they just buy it, and then they say, yeah, no, I'm just gonna let him make my decision for me because it's easier that way. Well, actually, there is a very popular poem that basically says, first they came for this group and I wasn't one of them, so I didn't speak up, and then they came for this group and same thing, and next group, and by that time you were starting to think, damn, like, That's a lot of people gone now, looking around, but they still haven't called your group, and so you haven't had to take a stand yet. And then more and more and more and more are taken away and confined and imprisoned and told they can't be all that they can be, because otherwise they're going to get taken away as well, and they're going to get taken out, because it just their example causes too much inspiration for the people that are desperate and hungry for something better than what is, and yet they don't know what the call for more that they heard really means to and for them. Far too many people are really focused on what they can get out of life rather than what they can give. The older generation are the ones that have held it together, and that older generation is coming to their expiration date, because that's the BS that they've bought into, to believe that there's only a certain amount of time that we have in this physical body. It's really sad how we limit ourselves, and yet it's significant and perfect all at the same time, because that's part of our evolution as humanity, because when we know better, we can do better. When we know better, we can do better, and we can hold ourselves accountable. Accountability is key. If we're not holding ourselves or someone else holding us accountable for something, generally speaking, we don't actually make it happen, because it's not time bound. And things that don't have a deadline don't seem pressing, and so we make other things a priority. But your life is measured by how you invest your checkbook and your calendar. How you invest your time, energy, effort, attention, and your money. What you invest your time into being able to study to the level of talking at this level while putting your makeup on. That's what it means to be empowered. I'm not saying I'm empowered, and I'm not saying I am the way, just like Jesus Christ wasn't saying he was the way either. He was saying, I have found a way, and it's a way to see life from a higher level of possibility thinking. Higher level living, possibility thinking, penthouse experiences. That is what we have the opportunity to access if we're willing to come together and be part of the tipping point in collective consciousness. Because a rising tide lifts all boats, and we have an opportunity to rise together. If you're interested, comment below, share this video, and subscribe to Laura J.E. Hamilton, which is my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my Instagram. I share a lot. I also have a website, and it's www.ljeh.ca, and I actually send out emails so you could get communication from me directly, because I've been studying marketing for years. I've been a coach for 7. They say that you have to put in your 10,000 hours. Well, I've put in 20. I have done everything to live, breathe, dream, sleep, eat this information, and I want to bring it to you live. I want to share with you the teachers that I have found, the alternative practitioners who are examples of what is possible, and I want to bring all of it to you locally and further afield, and all of it online on my YouTube channel. So it really is a pressing priority for you to subscribe to Laura J.E. Hamilton. And I so am grateful for your support. Much love. Laura J. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for your time. Oh, look at. Yeah. Which filter do we want to put on, guys? Oh, yeah. Take away all the color. Go back in time. Oh, look at this. Whoa. Hi, strobe lights! That would be really distracting. It would take away from the message. Just like the flies on the screen. How interesting. Look at how we can distort an image. Hey, you okay? Thanks, Tizzy TK. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's fun. Oh, look at the bubbles. Love and bubbles. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love bubbles. What am I doing? What does it look like I'm doing? What does it sound like I'm doing? How long have you been here plugged in, Tizzy. I gotta go. I've got a meeting that I am going to be late for, but my inner child, the one that has been running the show for a long time, is totally resisting being called out in this anger therapy session. So, Susan, I apologize for being a few minutes late, and take this as my personal testimony that I am letting my inner teen step over and have some fun while my Queen Mother and Father take over the throne room reigns of my inner realm. So much love, Laura J. Namaste.